everyone, Steven here, and after a much needed break, I am back to give you guys a fantastic Minecraft tutorial on something I've been working on the past couple days. Was playing around on the server, and redstone person that I am, I came across a very large shortage of sticky pistons, which are very necessary for making lots of other cool things. And of course, the limiting ingredient in sticky pistons, for me, seems to be slime balls. So, I set out, did some research, and have a pretty sweet design for a slime farm, which I think improves on a lot of other people's designs. So I wanted to give you guys a tutorial of it. It is very simple to do, but very time consuming if you're playing legitimately. For the purposes of this tutorial, I'll be doing a little bit of cheating just to make it go by quicker, but on our server we don't have any mods installed, so I'll show you the legit one at the end. Basically, the thing about slimes is they have some kind of annoying spawning habits, but we can take advantage of them. There's two places that slimes will spawn, either in a swamp biome at night, which I have not been able to find in my worlds, or any area, but level 40 and below if it's well lit, I think. And or it may just be that the brightness keeps other mobs out, which you probably want to do if you're just collecting slimes, because they have to be killed in ways that other mobs are not. So, the thing is, though, it's not just all areas where they can spawn in, it's all biomes. The problem is that every biome has a 1 in 10, or every chunk in a biome has a 1 in 10 chance of being a slime chunk. And there are some tools out there you can use to calculate it, or you can do what I do and just fence off all your chunks. If you've seen a slime around when you're mining, level 40 or below, sometimes you'll come across one. So fence off the chunks and see if any slimes come there. But first you have to know how to find the chunks. So here's what you do. You open up your debug menu with your F3, and if you look, at the end of the X coordinate, you have a letter C that says -34, and then it has a number after it. And then you also, at the Z coordinate, have the same thing, but with a different C number and different numbers at the end. Those C's represent the chunks in the X and Z direction, and those numbers on the end represent which block you're in the chunk. Okay, so you can see as I walk this way, it decreases till it gets to 0, and then switches back over to 15. So there's 16 blocks in each chunk, 0 to 15. So basically, what I did for this area is I noticed some slimes were spawning, so I mapped it out. You can see at the corner, you'll have a corner that's 0, 15, then you'll have a corner that's 0, 0 if you're standing on it. You'll have a corner that is 0, 15 again, and then you'll have one more corner which should be 15, 15, and it is. And you can tell you're on the edge because when you step over, you'll switch from 0 to 15 in one of the directions, or from 15 to 0, depending on which way you're facing. So, once you find your slime chunk, you can start your slime farm. So for this farm, I'm going to try to make it as efficient as possible, which means using every spawnable space that we can. So if you look right now, my eye position is level 39, and if I jump up 1, that puts me at 40. The biggest slimes are 3 tall, so we want to make sure we can accommodate them at each level. So our highest layer, we're going to have our feet on level 38 and our eyes on level 39, and then we'll put the roof above level 40, so the roof will be on level 41, okay? And basically we're just going to dig down pretty much close to the bedrock if you want to do the whole thing. You can put as many levels as you want to. I think I only have 5 on the server, and it gets me a stack of slime balls every, 10 minutes or so. So it's pretty quick, just for the purposes of making sticky pistons and potions and things. So this dirt area, you're going to need to mine out all the way down as far as you want to do it. But I'll go ahead and show you how to make one level. So you have your 16 by 16 area. You're going to need to put some lighting sources to keep the hostile mobs out and to encourage slime spawning. Now the problem is, if you put a torch on the ground, then it occupies a space that a slime could normally spawn. And for the case of a 3x3, no slimes could spawn anywhere around it because it takes up the space. So you can use glowstone, jack-o'-lanterns, or redstone lamps for your floors. I'm going to use jack-o'-lanterns. So basically you're going to count in 3 from the corner, 1, 2, 3, and the next spot put a jack-o'-lantern. Oops, I'm using a little mod here to make my mining faster. It's clearly screwing me up. Okay, so you're going to do that at all 4 corners. And basically we just want to keep our light level on the ground at 8 everywhere. And that will keep any hostile mobs from spawning. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This one? Okay, so now we want to put them in between these. So basically count, it's not going to be totally symmetrical because we have an even number here, but this is just to minimize how many we need. So we'll go 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh wait, let me turn this off. 1, 2, 3. And on the 4th one, sorry, not the 4th one, the 5th one, put it down. And then there should be 1, 2, 3 to the next spot. So here we'll count 1, 2, 3, 4. And then on the 5th one, put the jack-o'-lantern. So there should be 3 to the next spot. We go 1, 2, 3, 4. And there should be 3 to the next spot. Okay. And then, sorry, last 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll put this one here. So now everywhere we look, if you look at the BL in the debug, you'll see the corners are 7, but that's the brightness level at my head. So at my feet, it should be 8. And then everywhere else here, it'll be above 8. Okay? So once you have your first spawning pad or area built, it's time to start digging the water canals. The idea behind this trap really is that we're going to exploit the way that slimes behave. And what they do is, slimes will look for a player. This is just from the Minecraft wiki. They'll look for a player, and if they don't find one, they'll start hopping in a random direction. And basically this behavior eventually will lead them off the side of the cliff. Right here. And this is going to go all the way down to one water canal at the bottom. Unlike some mobs, slimes aren't afraid of jumping over really, really tall cliffs. So that won't be a problem for us at all. So I'm going to go ahead and dig out this, and then I'll be right back to show you how to build the next level. Okay, so at this point we've dug down our canal, and we can see where our next level is going to be. This right here is our top level, so we're going to dig out the next 3 down, and just clear out this whole thing, and of course the water canal around it. Now if you just want to do one spawning area, you don't need to dig this out, and you can skip ahead in the tutorial to how to build the water canals, but I'd highly recommend putting in more than one spawning area, because these are really trivial to build, and each one that you put in drastically increases your chance to get slimes. So, you know, it's silly not to do it, as far as I'm concerned. So I'm going to cut out this whole thing, and I'll be back. Okay, so once this is cut out, you can put in your jack-o'-lanterns the same as before, and now you have the advantage, if you want to, of just looking up and seeing where the last one was, so you don't have to count it out or anything like that. And, doink. Pretty simple. So then basically you just repeat this, and you're going to want to do, I think 6 of these is the magic number. You want to make sure you have enough room at the bottom to process them, and with whatever kind of killing mechanism you want to do, and collecting area. I like to, when I make automatic farms, have an area at the very, very bottom filled with hoppers that I can lead to a chest so that I don't have to stick around to get the drops. And that seems to be the way to do things these days. So that's what I would recommend for this farm as well. So I'm going to just skip ahead so I can tell you exactly how many to make, so that you don't have to worry about figuring it out for yourself, unless that's what you want to do, in which case skip ahead to the water canals. So I'll be right back after I dig out all this junk. Okay guys, so I've finished building the platforms and digging out the dirt. We have 6 platforms total, including our top one. So we're going to end up digging out, well, we're going to have our platform, our last platform, whoops, right here, on level, so feet level 18, okay? And that should give us plenty of space to process things and get down to bedrock. You may be able to add another one, but I don't know. I found it to be kind of tight, because you got 5 levels of bedrock, you got to have 4 levels of processing, at least, maybe 6. So that right there kind of makes it tough to squeeze it in. So we're going to work on the water now. I'm using my super awesome cheat water and give myself some cheat signs too. Basically, the process here is going to be we're going to pick a corner that we want to process in, and for me, that's going to be this one. So I'm going to mark it just kind of with a hole right here. So I'm going to start my water at the opposite corner and do more or less the same thing on each side to get there. And it's really simple what we're doing. You just want signs and water and some stairs, like you've seen in other mob things. So to start with, you can just place water in that corner, and you can see how the water splits. We actually don't want that with slimes, because the thing about slimes is they can't swim, and they have a tendency to get stuck on things, so they might hop here forever. So what we're going to do is block off the water from going down this path, just with some signs, and then get the water to flow straight down this way. So we'll have 3 source blocks at the back that'll push us this way. And then, much like many other tutorials you've seen, we'll put the stairs. Now with the slimes though, you don't dig the stairs into the ground. You want to leave them on this level, because the little slimes can get stuck in this little space here and drown, or just not go anywhere if you leave it below ground. So that can be annoying. So we'll put 3 signs just behind the stairs and 3 source blocks on top of the stairs. And this is going to push any little slimes that collect down here over the stairs and down to here. Now when we come to a corner, we need to terminate the water completely, because we can't get it to flow around corners without using diagonal streams. So I like to back up just a little bit and put stairs here. And then the signs once again. 3. And then we're going to preemptively dig down this space here. And we're going to have to dig this all the way across. But the first thing that I want to do is make sure to put signs here to stop the water from flowing over the side. And then fill in... Oops. Oh, come on. Let me just make sure I put this here to... Like that. Okay, cool. So that's going to push the slimes across the corner, basically. So we're going to dig all this out, which I'll just cheat to do real quick. Alright. And then we're going to do the same thing that we did on the other side with our 3 source blocks here. And you can see these waters don't interact with each other at all because of the signs. And when the water ends, we'll do the stairs. And unfortunately, since these areas are 16 by 16, it doesn't lend itself to any nice symmetry in terms of this construction. It's kind of disappointing in that regard. But we need to dig our little area here down again, just so we don't lose sight of where it is. And we'll back up a little more, do the stairs again. Oops, let's see if I have any signs left. Yeah, I do. So we put the signs behind the stairs. And the water blocks on top. Oh, and I forgot to do the signs down here. So that's going to be a pain, because in the new versions you have to clear out the water sources that are created from that. So, come on. Okay, so now we just have to go do the other side. The other 2 lanes. Now this one, oh, it's already started. A little something here. Okay, so this one basically, we don't want these waters to interact, so we're going to dig down one under these signs and place our water. Oops, not like that. And then we're going to have to dig out this whole path down 1 and this whole path down 2. So let me just go ahead and cut this out real quick. Okay. We gotta get these blocks to update. Doesn't look like it wants to. So same principle here. Once you run out of water, put the stairs down. behind. And water on the stairs. And this will actually, looks like on this one it's going to take us to the edge, so we can go ahead and, oh, not that way. I think if we sign this wall, yeah, we should be good to cut down. And then, like I said, you want to cut this whole path down by 2. This is our last leg right here leading to the hole. So I'm just going to cut it quickly. You can see this will put us level with the other one, which some people have a problem with. Oh wait, actually, sorry, we need to go down 2, so not quite level with the other one. Some people still have an issue with that. I don't really. Oh wait. Not sure what I did there. Okay, so we'll put our 3 in the corner. Three signs behind. Water on top. And as you can see, again, it's not quite going to reach. So we're going to have to back up a little bit, put in the stairs. There is a good reason behind this. If you don't back up, it will create source blocks at the bottom of the front of the stairs, I guess. So like, oops. I'll show you what I mean. Oops. Oh my gosh. All kinds of problems today. Alright. Yeah. So you don't, if you put the stairs here, you'll have a source block right here. And the slimes will just sit there, the little slimes will just sit there and drown, which really sucks. And of course, I forgot to put in my signs again. So, 2, 3, okay. Okay, so now we have our waterways done. I'm on peaceful right now, so no slimes are going to be coming down. But you can see it's continuous. Everywhere you fall off will take you there, which I'll show you now. And it doesn't harm the slimes at all because it's water. And the walls are 3 away, so they can't possibly jump out of the entrapment that they're in. I'm just going to speed this up a little bit. And even the little slimes will get carried through here, so that's cool. And then they'll all end up down here. So what I like to do for this area, I'm doing this as a farm for slimes. So I don't care about the experience. I'm in it for the slime balls. So for that reason, I'm going to set this up in such a way that I don't get any experience points, unfortunately, because I'm having something else kill the slimes for me. I'm just going to get the drops. Okay, so we're going to want this pit, the collection pit, to be 4 blocks high. And that's because the tallest slimes are 3 high, and if they fall on top of each other, we don't want one of them to bounce out or get clogged up or something. So for the floor here, I like to replace this with hoppers leading to a chest. So we'll make a little collection room in here. You can see we're getting very close to the bottom now. Just about on it, in fact. Okay, so here will be our chest. Our floor, we're going to put... So we got a hopper leading into the chest. Then we'll put a hopper on top of that. Hopper leading into there, one into the back. One into that back. Into the side. To that side. I'm just holding control and clicking on where I want them to go into. Into here, and into here. And this way our... Oh, that's real funny. Real funny. Trap myself. This way our chest can be in our room here, and we can kind of close this off to look pretty. You can just put the chest underneath this one if you like, but I kind of like the way it looks like this. That's just me, though. You can do it however you want to do it. And then I do like to make kind of a glass window here so I can watch this part, because it is rather cool. Because what we're going to do is put our killing system in this room, and that is going to be iron golems, because they get very protective and beat things to death that come near them. So it's kind of an expensive process to use iron golems for it, but I think it's the best way to do it. They don't take falling damage, so you can just push them right on in there. There's some other ways to do this that we'll explore another time, but this is the simplest if you're just looking for a slime ball farm, and that's it. We're assuming you have iron to spare from all the... you can just do one golem, but 2 is faster. I wouldn't bother with 3. When you're waiting for your slimes to spawn, it's important to keep in mind their spawning parameters. They do need to be... or the slimes won't spawn within 24 blocks of you, but they won't despawn if you get too far away. Okay, so here we are at the spawner on the server. It's not quite as big. I think this one's only 4 levels. Not quite as efficient, certainly. I wasn't really sure how deep to build it. I'm going to be altering it soon. But you can see in the short time that I've been here, we've already got 40 slime balls, and I already had a previous stack. So this thing is definitely quick. If you just, I mean, you can't... The problem is the whole area on this one is only 16 by 16 for the spawning, so we can't stay too close to it, or else we're within our 24 blocks. Now the nice thing is if you get multiple adjacent slime chunks, then you can connect these things together, which I'll show you how to do in a later video. But for just for the purpose of sticky pistons, this one chunk design works absolutely fantastic. That about wraps it up for this tutorial, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions. I have noticed that sometimes the slime spawning is weird. It's not always predictable because it apparently can depend on things like the phase of the moon and randomness like that, and it does, it is affected by how close you stand to it. So if you get discouraged, maybe back away, go do something else for a little bit, and come back and check on it. It's not going to be one of those things, unless you have multiple slime chunks, where you're seeing dozens and dozens of slimes at any given moment. So just be patient with it, and I promise you'll have excellent results. So next time we'll take a look at different ways that we can kill the slimes or connect the multiple chunks together to make it even faster and more efficient. So thank you very much for watching, and have a good one.